Ricky, you pointed to the turnovers last game as being the big difference. You guys really just limited the turnovers overall. What helped you have success in that area tonight?
We played better. You know, we were in where we should be most of the time. Well, a lot more than we were in Game 5. And we were stronger with the ball. We had some that weren't great ones, but when we made a mistake, we bounced back well, and that's what you got to do this kind of time of year.
Tim, back left.
Let's say, Rick, what do you think there was a discernible lift just from Tyrese gutting it through? That, I mean, not like your guys needed to know what the stakes were tonight. Everyone knew what the stakes were, but how much was that worth, do you think, in terms of energy and all that?
Yeah, he's super important to us, and I think the big thing was there wasn't a lot of drama. The drama was created, in the press somewhat because there's a lot of talk about it. It was not coming from him. He was straightforward. He didn't want a lot of attention. He was doing everything possible to be able to play, and then, fortunately, we were able to keep his minutes reasonable because we had a great first half and a good start to the third quarter. So, one game. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, this is what you dream about growing up. This kind of opportunity. It's a very difficult place to play. We know that, but this is the opportunity to play in a game like this is a great honor and a great privilege.
Front center.
What did you think of just your team's mental fortitude early on after missing some shots, going down early, and then also what does TJ McConnell give you night in and night out when it comes to just energy, effort, and just digging you all that out of that hole?
We just look. Our crowd was spectacular tonight. I mean, this is the loudest I've ever heard Cambridge or Conseco. It was never Bankers Life when I was here, but the crowd was absolutely tremendous, and we're playing the best team on the planet. I mean, they have proven that in the entire year, and we have got to play at such a high level for us to have a chance. And so we did better tonight. TJ's a big part of what we do. But everybody was tied together, and that's how it's got to be. And from the standpoint of rebounding, we did better. We did better with the turnover count, and all that stuff's going to get tougher on Sunday.
Right in the center.
Rick, what do you see defensively when the offense kind of got on track when you flipped that early deficit? But what changed defensively to kind of bog them down, especially in that first quarter, start of second quarter run?
Just trying to make it hard, and literally, the events that lead up to one final game obviously matter. But at this point, any talk about things in the past really meaningless. It's one game, and it's the ultimate game.
David up front.
Rick, you've spent most of your adult life in pursuit of trying to win a championship, and you've had some success in that, but most people don't. And I just wonder do you think that people who aren't involved in this directly understand how incredibly difficult it is, no matter who you are or how talented you are, to win an NBA championship?
Well, I believe that everybody coaching in the NBA has a very good idea, because Chuck Daly once said, if people had any idea how difficult it was to win one game in the NBA, in the regular season, one game, they would have, they would be shocked. There's so many things coming at you, and you're swimming upstream, you're going against great coaching, you're going against high level players and guys that go hard and are super skilled and all that kind of stuff. So this time of year, not everybody's been deep in the playoffs or to the finals, but I guarantee you that people have a very good idea what goes on and how difficult it is to get here, and how challenging it is. I do believe that.
Ramona on the left.
Rick over here. Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. You know, a lot of us are probably writing about resilience tonight. You guys have all these comebacks throughout the playoffs. You obviously back against the wall tonight and have a game like this. Is some of that just because a lot of the guys on the team have been traded, or this wasn't their first stop? I know you've had a couple of stops in your career. Is it because they've gone through some of that as shared experience, or is this sort of unique to this group?
Honestly, I'm not into reminiscing right now. All that stuff's over with. Some great things happened for us, and our team made some great things happen. Same thing with Oklahoma City. To get to this point, to get to one ultimate game, and that's all that matters, you know. So this is a wonderful group of players. I mean, in terms of character, I've had some great character teams. None better than this, maybe some equal, but these guys are fabulous, you know, and they try so hard for each other. But you know, it's getting back on the plane at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Have a team dinner tomorrow night. Another session with you guys, whatever day that is, Saturday, and then Sunday we'll be here even sooner, because I believe it's a 7 o'clock local game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where it's at.
Scott on the right.
Scott Agnes, Fieldhouse Files. Rick, I'm curious, what stood out to you about your team's ball pressure and the way in which, by not pressuring full court with Andrew, you kind of unlocked his probably most complete game that we've seen in this series?
We had to play better, and we played better. You know, it's as simple as that. I mean, you know, I thought our crowd had a lot of influence on what was going on out there.
Excuse me.
When a building is this noisy and raucous, it makes it hard on the opposing team, and you know, we're grateful for them.
Last question, second row right in front.
Valencia K. Real Talk Sports Group. We talk a lot about staying ready and being present in the moment, but as a coach, how do you balance letting the guys feel their emotions but also keeping them present?
Yeah, I mean, it's a deep question, but you know, I believe that every NBA coach does a lot of talking about process and you know, the things necessary to have individual players contribute to a system. I'm sure Mark talks about it with his team, and that's what I'm pretty sure all of us preach. And you know, at this time of year, you've got to be able to block out a lot of things and avoid the distractions that are coming at you all the time. So over the next couple days, we'll do what's necessary to try to get ourselves ready for that environment and that team. And it's, you know, this will be a monumental challenge.
Obviously, a lot of talk about your calf, and you have to decide whether to play or not, things like that. But you are an inherently unselfish player. I would imagine your parents raised you to be unselfish as a person. But how much selfishness do you have to have in a moment like this to go out there and play? And how much selfishness is good selfishness to have as a high-level athlete?
I mean, I just look at it as, you know, I want to be out there to compete with my brothers. You know, these are guys that I'm willing to go to war with. And we've had such a special year, and we have a special bond as a group. And, you know, I think I'd beat myself up if I didn't give it a chance, you know. And, you know, I just wanted to be out there and fight, and just had to have an honest conversation with coach that, you know, if I didn't look like myself and, you know, was hurting the team, like, sit me down. Like, that's, obviously I want to be on the floor, but I want to win, you know, more than anything. So I just had to have an honest conversation with coach. But yeah, I want to be on the floor, and if I have the ability to, if I can, like I said, if I can walk, then I want to be out there. So, you know, I just want to be out there with my brothers to compete, and yeah, those guys have my back, and you know, I feel like I have theirs at the same time. So, you know, that was important for me.
Again in the front.
Tyrese Haliburton with The Athletic. This team has never been this close to an NBA championship in its history. You've talked with Reggie about how much that would mean to you personally. How do you weigh that over the next 48, 70 hours with the focus it's going to need to win in their place in Game 7?
Yeah, just not trying to look at it from like a big picture thing. Not trying to look at it in that way necessarily. Like, we got one game. It's nothing that's happened before matters. And nothing that's going to happen after matters. It's all about that one game. So just trying to approach it the right way. For the next couple days, it's going to be, the narratives are going to be almost poison. To talk about what this would mean to our city and our organization and legacy talk and we played so well and now the pressure's on them. Like, it's gonna, there's gonna be narratives that we can't really pay attention to. We gotta control what we can. So much of these games has come down to who's gonna start the fight from a physicality standpoint and take care of the ball better, rebound the ball better. Those are the important things that we need to focus on. So I don't even want to say like celebrate this one tonight, move up. Like, it's done with. We did our job to take care of home court, and we got to be ready to compete in Game 7.
Dustin here on the left.
Dustin DePierre, Indy Star. Ty, you talked about just whether you felt like yourself or not. I guess how close or how far did you feel to yourself? How long did it take you kind of adjust to whatever you were dealing with and had to compensate for? And what do you feel like you managed to kind of put together to just figure out to deal with what with the calf muscle and what you were?
Yeah. I don't know, that's really for you guys to analyze as far as what you think about how I performed. I was just trying to come out and impact the game in any way I could. Still trying to be who I am at the same time, but obviously I'm dealing with something, but nobody cares. They don't care. I don't care. So, we gotta get the games, we gotta take care of business today, but you gotta get ready for Game 7. That's a really exciting time.
Ramona over here.
Tyrese, Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. You mentioned the narratives are going to be poison for you guys the next couple of days. Keep your focus here. I noticed just on your social media, I think your last post was June 6th, right? Maybe Game 1. Have you stayed off that altogether? Have you been able to avoid much input coming into you from the outside world?
Yeah, I've tried my best. I don't have the apps or anything. I'll be honest, sometimes I gotta log on to Twitter to see what's going on with like WWE or certain other stuff, honestly. But not trying to stay up as much as I can, just not pay attention to outside noise as much as I can, as much as we can as a group. So all that matters is the opinions of the guys in the locker room and what our focus will be over these next 48 hours.
When you say I don't have the apps, do you mean you deleted them?
Yeah, I deleted the apps, correct. Yeah.
David in front.
Tyrese, can you walk us through the last 48 hours, where you've been, who has been with you as round-the-clock treatment has proceeded, whether it was in the training room or at your house or wherever it was?
Yeah, trying to think. After the game, went to sleep, woke up, went to hyperbaric chamber, got an MRI, had a meeting with a couple specialists and my agents in the organization, and then the next day, more treatment at the gym, more stuff at the gym, trying to get some shots yesterday, and then just around the clock, at hyperbaric again, then, Carl and Justin, and, been at my house, coming and putting the H-wave on me and doing a bunch of treatment that way. I was trying to, and then this morning, hyperbaric again. Usually not a game day hyperbaric person, but I was trying to give myself the best shot that I could coming into today. And then just more H-wave, more treatment at the house. There's just, we got a lot of people who, take care of me. And we have an elite medical staff. So it's been really good to have those guys, at my house, helping however they can. My family's been on me. They call me and they're like, "Are you doing treatment right now?" I'm like, "I'm about to play the game. Like, put something on your leg." So my family's been holding me accountable at the same time. So just trying to take care of it the best I could.
Tim in the back left.
Tim Reynolds, AP. Tyrese at 10 and 15, and then you guys overcome that. You were supposed to lose to Cleveland, that didn't happen. You're dragging your leg the other night. Like, how just when you look at everything, how crazy is it that there is just one game left and you're in it?
Yeah, it's exciting, man. It's so exciting. As a basketball fan, There's nothing like a Game 7. There's nothing like a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Dreamed of being in this situation my whole life, so to be here is really exciting for me and our group. And, like I said, what's happened in the past doesn't matter. What happened today doesn't matter. It's all about one game, and approaching that the right way. So everybody's got to take care of their bodies. Good couple film sessions, good preparation, to get ready for that, and let the cards fall where they may. It's already written. We've worked our tails off to get here, and just gotta trust the work that we put in. And yeah, man, I wouldn't want to go to battle with any other guys. So I'm really excited about it.
Right in the front.
Ty, you've packed an amazing amount of basketball experience into a short time. Hard to think, just 14 months ago, you played your first playoff game, then you won a gold medal. You've gone on this run. How much of all of those experiences prepared you for Sunday, for Game 7?
Yeah, I mean, I think every experience you go through as an athlete is, a lesson. You can, learn from everything, learn from the wins, learn from the losses. All those things are, important. And yeah, I mean, my journey has been a lot of fun, but excuse me, I'm not necessarily trying to, give you guys a journey talk right now. I'm trying to, get prepared for Game 7. So maybe after that game is the time to really reflect on what it's been like. But yeah, it's really exciting.
Tomer standing in the back left.
Two minutes early, touch points. I'm just curious, it felt like everything you did today, whether it was pushing on the break, big shot, felt like the crowd and the team felt more amped than usual, knowing what you've been going through and what you're putting yourself out there through. Did it feel like that to you? Did it feel like every shot, every assist that you had, just felt like it got the crowd more amped than usual?
I wouldn't say it's a Tyrese thing. I feel like our crowd was just really excited for this game. They really rallied and got behind our group. And here's a do or die game. As much as we didn't want to lose this game and see a celebration on our home floor, our fans didn't want to see that either. So I think that there's a lot of energy, excitement, throughout our city, and that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to be a part of. This has been a special thing to be a part of here in Indianapolis, and yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. Looking forward to Game 7.
Center, third row.
Hey Tyrese, last year I believe we were in Utah, and Bruce Brown let you see his championship ring for a couple of minutes. What do you remember about that? And I guess, what would it mean to you, Game 7, to be able to win one?
Yeah, Bruce didn't let me see it often. He got it with us in Denver, and then he got traded shortly after. So I only got to see it for a little bit. But I think I've been fortunate enough to play with some teammates who have been fortunate enough to win championships themselves. And I feel like as a basketball fan, I consistently annoy those guys. Like Tristan Thompson's kind of like my big brother, and we got traded here together. And as you guys know, I was a big Bron and Caps fan, so the amount of questions that I asked about that run and about that time, it just goes down the line. As a basketball fan and wanting to know more about it, I think is special. And now to be, creating our own run, was a lot of fun. And obviously, win a championship would mean the world to me. But we're not there yet. Still got a couple days, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Last two questions in this corner.
Tie that steal into no look to Pascal. What's going through your head in a play like that on the final stage, and when you're hurting, how much can a play like that make you forget that that's even something you're feeling?
Yeah, I think energy plays are important in the game of basketball. Anytime that you can create energy within the game, especially on your home floor. I was so tired after that. I was really hoping they called the timeout, but we had to get back on defense. But that's definitely a special moment, especially because we're always getting on Pascal for not dunking anymore. So that was really cool to see. But honestly, me and Pascal have not spoken about that play yet. I don't know if we will until this is over. But definitely a lot of fun. And if we are fortunate enough to go on to win this thing, I think that that play will be remembered for a long time. So definitely a lot of fun.
Last question here on the left side.
Tyrese, in all 6 games of this final so far, the team with more bench point ended up winning. So as the leader of this team, how do you see the spark your bench gives? And what does it say about the trust you have collectively across the board?
Yeah, all year we've just preached how important depth is to our success. And, I feel like we've really believed in our second group. They've been able to come in and pick up the energy when it's needed, when we're having good games, continue, to keep the energy flowing. Obviously TJ and Obi are kind of the head of that snake, off the bench, and we, still got Shep and Ben. Obviously Jarris is hurt right now, and TB and Tony Brett. We just got so many different guys that can chip in, and that's the thing about the NBA and the playoffs is you never know when your number is going to be called, and we have so many guys that are prepared, for that moment. And I didn't actually know that stat, but that's interesting. I think in the finals, especially in our series right now, all these games are coming down to the margins. That's what's important. Can you win the rebound battle? Can you win the turnover battle? Can you set the tone from a physicality standpoint? Those are all what's been very important through all these games, and I feel like whoever's done that has won the game. So going into Game 7, it's just important for us to control, the controllables, the effort stuff. That's it. It's going to be really important.
Thank you.
What do you feel like was the biggest key for you guys reducing the number of turnovers tonight, especially after there was an issue in Game 5?
Just try to be strong with the ball. Obviously, we know how disruptive they are. We just, it's tough because they're so good defensively, but we just gotta be strong with the ball, two hands, just take of it.
Front and center.
Pascal James Boyd, The Athletic. What does it take to force a Game 7? What does it take to win a Game 7? You've been in both situations before in your career.
I think at this point of the year, it's all about hard play. We've played each other enough now where it's like, it's pretty much, I don't think there's secrets out there like when we play. So I think it's just about who wants it more, like just playing hard and leaving it all out there on the floor and living with the results. Like I think that's all you can really say. In case where if you lose, you go home, or if you force a Game 7 and then you get to Game 7, it's like, if you lose, you go home. So it's like one game for everything. And I think at that point it's just about hard play and again sacrificing everything. We worked so hard for this opportunity and we're privileged enough to get it at the highest level ever. And it's just a blessing. We're fortunate to be here. I just always remember the times where I had to go on vacation early. Like those things always play in my mind. So just be appreciative of the fact that we're still here, and we have a great opportunity. So it's just going to be all about hard play, like I said, and just understanding what's in front of us and going out there and living it out there on the floor.
Second row, center.
Pascal, Gilgeous-Alexander from ESPN Brazil. How much did it mean to see all the sacrifices that Tyrese made to be at the game for you and for the whole group?
He's a tough kid, so I don't think or at least I didn't have a doubt that he was going to, be out there with us. And it just shows, he's one of our leaders on the team, and he's doing everything he can to be out there for us, and we appreciate that.
Standing in the back left.
Pascal, félicitations pour le match de ce soir. Est-ce que c'est possible de résumer en français dans un premier temps comment est-ce que tu as perçu la performance de ton équipe ce soir, et dans un deuxième temps, à quel point c'est excitant d'avoir un match 7 à l'horizon pour vous en finale de la
Oui, ça fait plaisir. Je pense on a fait un effort collectif aujourd'hui. Ouais, c'était juste comparé au match passé, avec plus de force et bon, essayer de faire ce qu'on peut. Et tout le monde s'est donné à fond. Et je pense que c'est ça l'essentiel. Et puis avoir l'opportunité de jouer un match 7, c'est le rêve de tout le monde. Donc à ce moment-là, il n'y a plus d'excuses. C'est juste aller, jouer et donner tout ce que tu as.
Vince, here on the left.
Pascal, Vince Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. I'm sure you guys came into this series with a healthy amount of confidence, but it feels like you guys have grown in it as this series has gone on, as you've gotten a hold of this team. Am I reading that correctly?
I think we've just always been us. Like, I don't think that that changed. We continue to be us no matter what, and I think that's what makes us who we are.
We're going to go fourth row in the center.
Pascal, félicitations. Maximum 1 de l'équipe en français. Le fait d'être considéré comme un outsider en fait depuis le début des finales, mais depuis le début des playoffs, on dirait. Est-ce que c'est un truc dont vous vous servez? Est-ce que c'est un fuel en fait pour votre équipe, ou est-ce qu'au contraire c'est une distraction et vous en occupez?
Ouais, comme tu l'as dit, ça se passe depuis toute la saison. Donc pour nous, on est habitué à ce point. Donc c'est une perte de temps d'essayer de comprendre quoi que ce soit. Pour nous, c'est essayer d'être nous. Et ouais, à la fin, c'est plus vraiment une histoire, tu vois. C'est genre, c'est ça. Et puis nous, on s'en fout, on continue, on joue comme on peut et on essaie de faire ce qu'on peut faire en équipe. Et c'est ça.
Back left, Tim.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Pascal, when you came here, what did you know? I mean, why did you know that this team could be on this stage, could contend and possibly win an NBA championship when a lot of people probably thought they were just like the middle of the pack, whatever?
I mean, I think for me, I just love everything about the team. It's playing fast, it's team ball, and I think in this day and age, you know, like you've seen, you know, how a collective can do. And for me, just to add someone that was dynamic, and I just thought I could help like offensively, I could help defensively, and then that was what was attractive, just the style of play, and the fact that you add somebody that's open for sure to new things, and then also just like having the opportunity to also get that versatility on defense and on offense, you know, so that's why it was good for me to, you know, when I saw that, it was attractive.
Dustin here on the left.
Pascal, you guys obviously kind of flipped the turnover battle from game 5 to game 6 pretty dramatically. Just what did you like about what you did better on both ends, both causing turnovers and committing fewer?
Yeah, you know, somebody asked me that. You was late, Dustin. Sorry. I'll repeat it again for you.
Thank you, Pascal.
But no, I just thought we were just, you know, again, at least a little bit stronger with the ball. Obviously, we're not a team that really turns the ball over, but when you play against a defense like they do, like they really disrupt you. So I think it's just the key is just to, you know, 2 hands on the ball, like the most basic stuff. You know, just make the pass, the easy pass usually, not try to complicate it. And I think that's the most important.
Last question right here on the left.
Pascal, that dunk you had at the end of the first half, followed by before that a big shot that helped get the crowd back into it. How are you able to do both of those things and then put even more pressure on the Thunder?
I mean, yeah, I think Chad, he showed one of my college highlights the other day. You know, felt like college a little bit, just baby bounce. But you know, sometimes that happens. I was just trying to, you know, bring the crowd into the game. They were amazing, by the way. Like, shout out Cambridge, like that place was rocking, and the support that they've you know given us all year has just been so amazing. And I'm super blessed to be a part of this, and when we're out there, you know, we just want to do everything that we can for them, just because they, you know, they give us so much support from the beginning of the year, and you know, we just want to do it for them.
Thank you, Pascal.
You want to ask a question? I feel like you had she had like a hand up the whole time.
I appreciate it. Valencia from Real Talk
Last
Sports.
one.
Yes, last one. We'll end with the bang. You mentioned being the sacrifices and also just being grateful for the moment. At this stage in your career, what allows you to maintain that character and being grateful for these moments?
I think just my family. I think they keep me pretty grounded. You know, no matter what's happening out there, you know, they keep me pretty even killed just because, yeah, I'm still little brother to everyone, so I just having their support, it just means everything to me, and I just, to me, like every time I go out on the floor, like just playing for them, playing for my dad, people that mean so much to me, and the support that they give me just pushes me to do things that are usually unthinkable, that I don't really think I could do, but I'm just so blessed, man. Blessed to be here, and my family's everything to me. So they definitely keep me in check, but also help me achieve what I'm achieving right now.
Can you explain what it's like to play with TJ McConnell? I guess the steal there in the first quarter, you hit the 3, you hit a couple more after that, but just that moment to kind of get you all back on track.
It's no surprise what TJ does out there. Every time he comes into the game, crowd loves him, and he feeds off of that. He had a great start to the game, and it got us going, brought juice into the game, energy into the game, and it's been like that the whole game. So I feel like he was a big part of this win today.
Rohan, fourth.
Rohan Narkin, NBC News. Obi, after Game 5, the first thing Coach Carlisle wanted to talk about was turnovers, and you guys reduced those significantly tonight. Is there anything you guys saw on film the last couple of days, or any adjustments you feel like you made in that area to reduce the number of turnovers tonight?
Yeah, like you just said, we just watched film, and it tells us what we do. They don't put too many good clips up on the film, but like you said, we just watched film and knew we had to be better today. So.
Back row on the left.
Obi, Minor Castillo desde la cancha. What adjustments tonight do you think make the biggest difference to force the game 7?
Just came in here with the energy we needed. We had the amazing crowd, amazing fans, best fans in the world, who helped us do it throughout this whole game. And we just went out there and did what we had to do to get the win.
Standing on the left.
How you doing? Adeshina Koiki, a lot of sports talk. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
A few years ago, you had a chance to, in a way, play for a championship, at least get into the NCAA tournament with a special Dayton Flyers team, and that got taken away from you because of COVID. Are there similarities between that special team in 2020 and this team right now? And take me through your emotions as you're getting ready to play for a championship, knowing that just a few years ago you had a special team and never got that chance.
Yeah, that 2020 Dayton year was definitely upsetting because we didn't get to the tournament. But we don't know what could have happened that whole tournament. I felt like we would have won if we played. But to have this opportunity playing at the highest stage, just finished Game 6 in the NBA Finals and going on to Game 7. There's not a lot of Game 7s that happen, so to have this opportunity playing in Game 7 with this amazing team is a blessing, and wouldn't want to do it with any other team. So,
other than that team?
Other than the 2020 Dayton Flyers, yes.
Second row straight ahead.
Valencia from Real Talk Sports, thank you for your time. You mentioned not wanting to battle it out with any other team than that team or this one, of course. How would you describe the character of this team, and even outside of the game of basketball, how this group of guys helped you, even outside of the game?
Yeah, we're just super resilient, and we're hungry. We got a taste of what the Eastern Conference Finals was last year, but we knew we could get back to the Eastern Conference Finals and to the finals this year. And like I said, we're just hungry. We all work extremely hard every single day to allow the success that we have, and we're not done. We're gonna keep working. Got one more game, last game of the year coming up, so gonna look at the film, get better, and Game 7.
Right here on the left.
John Herrick, WIBC. Obi, it's a two-parter. One, how much work goes into you putting in, you got a lot of shots up in the pregame, and clearly those shots were falling for you tonight. And then also, how much does last year's experience of being down 3-2 against the Knicks, where you guys came back and won, how much does that help you this year, knowing you're going to do something similar?
Yeah, that first question, I'm always in the gym getting shots up, putting in that work. Just because I know the more work I put in, the better I play out there on the floor when it matters. And second question, I don't even remember the second question. What was it?
Your resilience from last year.
Yeah.
3-2.
Yeah, facts. I mean, we had to go back to New York for Game 7 last year and got the job done. But like I said, we just a hungry team, and everybody wants to win. But I feel like we wanted more. Like we want to go out there and show the world we don't get as much love as everybody else in this NBA world. So we just try to go out there and do it for everybody within this circle, and that's why we love each other and have so much success.
Front row in the center.
Hey Obi, Zach Kiefer with The Athletic. You guys were 1-4, 10-15. Could you have envisioned this back then? And if not, when did you start to see the makings of a championship contender this season?
I mean, from the beginning of the year, like I said, we had a little bit of success last year, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I knew it was going to be a good year because nobody was excited for just getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Everybody knew we should have been in the finals. Like, we handed Boston a couple of wins, and so to have this opportunity this year, like I said, everybody worked extremely hard in the off season and this whole year to be in the positions we're in now. So,
last two questions, front right and then the second one.
Jamal Collier from ESPN. Tyrese is out there toughed it out, obviously on the injury. Just kind of, how did he look up there to you, and just what did it mean to y'all to have him sort of playing through that?
Shit, I mean, I felt like he did amazing today. Like he led us to a win, and he's a soldier. He's not gonna let no little injury hold him back from playing in the finals and helping this team win. He's helped us get to this point, and he's gonna keep going until he can. So.
Sam, last question, second row.
Sam Amick, The Athletic. Obi, you mentioned the feeling with the group at the beginning of the season. What part did it play when you guys went to Pascal's place and spent those days, spending that kind of
when
time
did we go there?
When you went to Orlando.
Yeah.
As far as setting the tone and getting everybody in the same kind of mindset, just how meaningful was that experience?
Yeah, super meaningful. Pascal is a great guy. Welcomed all of us with open arms into his space, and he's been in this position before. Like he's been in the finals, he's won the finals, so he knows what it takes, and he understood the team that we had last year. We could have been in this position, we could have been in the finals, and so he made us understand that we didn't want to be happy just losing in the Eastern Conference Finals. He knew what it took to get here, so he installed that in all of our minds, and we all knew what we had to do to get to this point. So worked all year to be able to have this success.
Thank you.